Okay, everyone, it's Rift Day, and you know what that means. Controversy. So the new Rift Pass has come out, and honestly, there's aspects of it that I like. There's aspects of the outfit that are not to my taste level, but overall, it's fine. It's not one for the history books. Of course, we're all gonna be maining Knight very soon once we get up to this level because this is incredible. I love this hair. Love it. But anyway, I thought it was a pretty bog standard rift, but then I looked at Reddit. Never do. Don't ever open this website if you can avoid it. Um, of course, the most valid critique of this new rift is this skin, and I definitely agree with everybody that this is like unacceptable and should not have made it into the game. This is a Trickster skin that I think might have been given out as a rift or was just a store cosmetic. I don't really know the history of this skin all that well, but this person is switching between the two skins. You can see the gloves and the rag change color. I personally think this is just like the shirt and pants are like one part of the outfit because the hair, other aspects of the outfit do change colors. It's just the body that's not changing colors. So I think it's like a texture mistake where they like chipped the build with missing this torso texture. So it's just not changing. It's not updating to what it should be because the gloves are like clearly black and gold to match the theme, but then everything else is still looking like what the skin originally looks like in the store. So that is absolutely valid critique, and I think there's a lot of new players who are seeing people pointing this out and they're just being extremely, extremely stupid. So we come to this user, Analog Guru, who has said, very disappointed with the new Rift. 4 of the 9 skins are just recolors of older skins. And it's like, girl, like, what do you think the Rift Pass is? Like, first of all, I think this is good that we get recolors every Rift. The Rift has been doing recolors since it came out in 2019. Okay? Example. An example of one that I don't have is on Nia. It's this head cosmetic. This was given out on a Rift. Also, this hair is stiff now. Wow, thanks, behavior. This was given out on a Rift as just this headpiece. That's one of the main things that has changed from the older Rifts to the newer Rifts. Has been those original Rifts would just hand out random individual clothing pieces. Another one that I don't have is this one was handed out on a Rift. This shirt for David. So it would hand out individual recolored pieces, and then there would be the full outfits that were the new skins for the Rift. One that I do have is this one. This was on a Rift with Jane, I believe. So I did get that shirt for Jeff, which I thought was like really smart because it let them kind of pass out little pieces on everybody, and eventually with Hag, you would get a full outfit with all of the pieces. So this was from, I believe this was from 2 different rifts, where in one of them you got the, or it might have been across 3 different rifts. So if you did every single one, you would get this full Hag outfit, which I also think is cool, but yeah, I'm missing the body, so, and I probably won't get it. But it's funny too that the hair is not included on the outfit, even though that is part of it. That's the original color. Funny that the full outfit is just missing that. But the head is the part that I have because it was in another rift. Another time they've done this is with Huntress. You can see like I'm scrolling through the full outfits. But then when I go to my individual pieces, there is this owl mask that's unaccounted for in the full outfits. There's this body. Oh wait, no, it's not the mask, sorry. There's this body, which is a recolor of the body that comes with the owl mask. And this was just handed out in a rift. And then it was this weapon, the yellow weapon, which is the same weapon that was handed out in the owl. Oh, okay, so the owl has been handed out like almost twice, because that is a recolor of the outfit, owl outfit as well. So we've got this body 3 times, and the axe twice if you've done every rift. But I didn't do this rift, so I don't get the axe. Now that's just how it is. And then right, this recolor of her cat mask was just a random piece handed out of this outfit from a full outfit. But they didn't give us the full outfit, they just gave us the head recolor. I wish they would bring that back. I thought that was really cool and fun. But people are complaining about the big one. The big one was this Michaela. And I don't really understand why, like, because every rift has been like this, so I don't know why y'all are pretending it's a big deal now. So this is the outfit. The top 2 pieces were from a previous rift, and then the skirt was from another previous rift. I think a lot of people actually do have the skirt. I didn't participate in this rift, so I don't have any part of the outfit. I do not have the deep rift either. So people are like mad, but I think it's different enough. The skirt is different enough. My big issue is if we're gonna do rift recolors, I think the hair should change color, because we know Michaela's a redhead. And I do think it's a little bit cheap to recolor something that was already handed out in a rift, especially on a character like Michaela who's full of clothes to recolor. Like, oh, but yeah, like, it's extra outfit pieces that round out a rift that you're already getting for $10. So even just getting 1 skin is equal to a store skin, right? What we really should be complaining about is rifts also used to give you 8 new skins, and now they only give you 6 new skins. The 6 new skins thing started with Overgrowth. And to make up for the fact that we were getting less skins, they started giving us a more in-depth deep rift, where now there was 3 different colors of the skin that was handed out in the battle pass, with the last one, typically called Deep Rift 3, even though it's the 4th color, having something special on it. So in Overgrowth, it was glowing. In Entombment, good example of Entombment. I guess Michaela's a good example, if I can find her. In the Entombment Rift, there was the one that you got in the past. You had the 2 recolors. And then the final recolor, which unfortunately I did not get, has little smoke particles making their feet look stinky. And that's for every character in this rift. Hag Knight, Michaela, Elodie, and whoever else was in that one. Felix, they got stinky feet. Talita was the other. They would have stinky feet on their final recolor. And then the other one was the Reverence Rift. And this was the last time we did get a full 4 set of recolors. You had the one that was in the pass, you had the red, the blue, and then you had the final level one. And then this one has a fun little, it's kind of subtle, hard to see, but it has like little light glares and little light leaks. So on the back, there's these little rays of light. That is a particle effect coming off the character. And that makes this skin feel special, feel like you earned and did something. Spirit's gonna have that as well. Right here. There's the little rays of light coming off her body. The rift they stopped doing that on was the Stranger Things rift. With Hillbilly being a good example for Killer. So on that rift, we're still down to just 6 skins instead of the 8 that we used to get. You got the one in the pass, you got the first version of the Deep Rift, and then the second version of the Deep Rift, and then that's it. There's no special glow, there's no special particle effects. It's 1, 2, 3, that's it. Where we used to get 4 versions of the Rift outfit. This is upsetting for me as a Jeff player because we finally get Jeff in a Rift where he has a Deep Rift. And this is the one that's in the pass. This is the first recolor. And then this one, there's nothing special about it. If anything, the thing that's special is that they used color on Jeff for once. His hair is dyed blonde, and he's wearing colors. Oh my god. But there's no special particle, nothing's glowing. There's nothing special about this, and I was expecting a 4th skin. There should be a 4th version of this. That is what they've actually taken away from us. Recolors have been in the Rift for years. Jeff is a character that I own like almost everything on. If I go, I think it's easier to look at in this context of the inventory. I have pretty much every Jeff outfit unlocked. So like, for example, this is one of my favorite of his recolors that he's ever gotten. Because I like this hair, and when this hair came out, it was gray, and I was like, I would actually like that more if it was black. And then they gave it to us in black. And then the coat, they made the coat so much stiffer. And then the pants have stripes, which is fun. So that is the coat from this skin. That is the hair from this skin. And then it's the pants from... I don't actually own the original version of the skin, but I do own a recolor of this skin, thanks to a different Rift. And those are the pants from that Rift. Another example is this skin that we just got, and you didn't see anybody making this a complaint on the last Rift. But this is the shirt from his Amazon outfit. This is the pants from his Year of the Rat skin. And then this is the hair from his Greek outfit. So here's the original coat. Those are the original pants. And then that's the original hair. Of course, here's the Greek outfit recolored in a previous Rift. So this is this hair 3 times. If we go over to Nia, there's this hair that was already had 3 versions in the store that then got recolored in a battle pass, and this was one of those pieces that was just handed out with no context. She was another one that was victim to the Deep Rift scant, I guess you would call it, where they stiffed us on a couple Deep Rift outfits. She doesn't have a special glowing particle version of this. And then what I've noticed they've done on this Rift, sun damaged Rift, is there's this halo sort of thing floating on the back of the character. And I do like this because there is an actual point light floating behind Tori's head. So in game, when you walk around, this does illuminate your environment, which I think is fun. I think it also will get you caught. I think this Rift was the perfect opportunity to not only give us recolors, but like I would do like one of the Deep Rifts, get rid of the mask, you know? But this one especially stings because these outfits feel like a little more special. And so I kind of do expect, especially in the trailer, Wraith's arm had like sand particles coming off of it. And then in the game, there's nothing of the sort. I think maybe what happened is they fired some of their technical artists, and they have like very few people doing technical art now. Like right here, there should be like a sand particle coming off his arm. And you may be like, that's too much work. You are too demanding. But back in the day, they used to just put particles on new outfits. So here, the spirit skin, her head constantly make these little bubbles that pop. And that is such a cute detail. And that's one of my favorite things about this head. And I wish they would bring this back as a Rift recolor so that I could finally own it. And then on the twins, this one's really subtle. The only reason I noticed it is because I own the outfit. On this, the Seabed Sustenance skin, on this leg, there are little flies that are flying around it. And in the match, when you are Victor, if you walk up to Charlotte, there is like bzzz noises coming from her leg, which is like so nasty. And it's such a subtle detail that most of you probably still you can't even fucking tell there's bugs on her leg. But any other skin, there are no bugs. So that is just like a fun detail that only this skin has. It's like an interactive little thing. It's something that really spices it up and makes things more interesting. On Overgrowth, Hattie got the really fun detail of having... Where is Hattie? This is why they added a search bar and I just refuse to fucking use it. There she is. She has the little petals falling from her crown, which is really gorgeous and beautiful. On top of that, you have the glowing version that sheds glowing petals, and her makeup is different on every single one. Not like, I think these two have the same, yeah, pretty similar makeup, but then this is like very clearly different makeup. So this feels special. It's like, okay, I accept that you're cutting two whole killer outfits because we're still at least getting something that's cool and interesting. And then this felt like something that was more akin to the super styles from Fortnite, where in Fortnite, especially people who are coming from games like that and battle passes like that and expecting content like that, Fortnite, the super styles are basically is Fortnite's version of the Deep Rift. They were doing it first though. But you would get like the normal version of the outfit, and then you would get like fun, like glowing, interesting recolors of the skins that you already got, and it was two of them that were chosen to be super styles, right? Super levels. You had to get to level 200 to get these. So yeah, this is not a valid critique to be complaining about getting a store skin for free is ridiculous. This is, you are allowed to complain about the Trickster skin because that is ridiculous, and I do genuinely believe it to be a bug. But the complaints about just recolors in general, I think you are like one of the dumbest people on planet Earth if you're actually upset about that. Because you were never going to get 9 new skins in a battle pass. You used to get 8, now you get 6. The recolors were always there. The only rift that didn't have recolors was the Reverence Rift, which had a lot of fucking problems with it. But at least that one still gave us the, we'll call it the super style recolor. But yeah, so if we're gonna complain about Rift recolors or constantly recolor, because this was a Rift skin and then they give us the recolor and then they give us the hair again. So that is a valid critique of being like, okay, well, you already passed this outfit out to me, now you're giving it to me again, now you're giving it to me again. Clown is another one that is, and I could go on and on. But yeah, Clown is another one where this was the original Rift outfit, and then they gave us the recolor, and then this was the original when it came out as a new outfit in the Rift, and then they gave us a recolor. So Clown, that happens to him a lot. And then this was the store skin that he launched with. They gave us this, and then they gave us that. So I would be more so upset about like, okay, we've had this hair 5 times in a row now than just getting recolors. And then while we're here, moving forward, I think it would be fun if we brought back filling out the battle pass with just random recolors for different characters, because that would be able to cast a wider net and capture more people that way. And I would start with recoloring this hair that's been in the game since 2018, and I would recolor it to be Meg's natural hair color, because I have always thought that this was Meg's best hair, and I've always hated that it is like ox dye red. I think it's so ugly with this color. And I think if they would just hand it out in a Rift and give it to us with her natural color, it would be like Meg's new default if we got this hair recolored. And they've recolored every other aspect of this outfit in a Rift before. right here, and then they gave us this terrible hair to go with it. And it's an outfit that is 8 years old now. So I think it's about time, behavior, for y'all to give us this hair recolored in a rift. My other big wish for the rift recolors, because this is the only time that we can really experiment and really like shake things up. Over here with Jane, we all know them, we all hate them. The sets. I think if we use the opportunity of rift recolors to unlink parts of sets, I think that would be a brilliant use of the rift and would have people actually excited to see what's coming out in the next rift. So for me, I would love, even if it looked exactly like this and y'all just handed it out unlinked as just the head cosmetic, I would absolutely love that. I would also love it if it was like in like a natural hair color for Jane. I think the glitter should be kept on the face because I like it. I think they could do a pass with the glitter as well to make it actually shiny and reflect light. I would really like this hair if it was recolored to be darker, and then if the glitter was all just gold or silver or something, because then it would be really usable and really fun. But it would be a fun way to actually, for people who already own a set, it would be a way for them to be able to use a hair that they already own in another context. And then for people who maybe don't even like sets, don't even want sets, it would maybe like make them change their mind. Like, oh, okay, I'm glad that this set existed back in, what was this? Was this a 2019 or 2020 release? Back when this came out. Yeah, this was around the time Cheryl came out, I believe. Where's Kate? Because she's a really good contender. Kate as well. I would love to have this hair separated from this dress, given out in a rift. I would love to have this hair recolored because this yellow color is kind of ugly. Separated, recolored, and handed out in a rift. Everyone will be using these pieces. What else? What else? On Kate, I would love to see this hair get y'all. Okay, my graphic settings are a little funny, so some hair looks crazy. I would love to see this hair get like a recolor. Maybe be brown, maybe give it a dark root and change the bow to be like red or black. I would absolutely love that. And then Fang Min, she's in every rift. She never looks good. The only hair I've ever wanted since it's come out has been this hair, recolored and given out in a rift. I think this hair would look incredible if it was platinum blonde with a black bow and then like a red lip and a smoky eye. Or if they just recolor, like made the hair black and made the bow like blue or teal or some kind of color like that and gave her some makeup. I would absolutely love this hairpiece recolored in a rift. The rift recolors really are our best opportunity to see certain store skins be kind of handed out recolored so that the store skin still retains its kind of mystique and value, but then people who were never going to buy this in the first place have more stuff to round out their character's image. This is not a valid complaint. The Rift has had recolors in it since it's come out. This is a valid complaint because this is not changed. Rift recolors should stay. Y'all need to educate yourself on what the Rift used to come with and what the Rift comes with now. Because if you actually complain about the things that we're losing, behavior's gonna listen. But if you keep complaining about dumb bullshit and making mountains out of shit that like isn't even a fucking issue, they're just gonna look at us like a bunch of fucking idiots and keep pushing. So yeah. Buy the Rift if you want. Don't buy the Rift if you don't want. Either way, if you play, you're gonna get the night hair. That's amazing. Those are my thoughts on the Sun Bleach Rift controversy. Have a good fucking night.